Okay, so this is considered a UDL lesson because we talked about how there's like tactile learning, it's visual. This is fuzzy, and then they can move it and maybe get the sense of like the kinesthetic of moving from note to note. And so it's like more engaging to people instead of just looking at like a black and white sheet music, because that can be like really just like harsh and like kind of confusing.
Yeah, and also the chapter we read for today from our EDM book is that sometimes students with dyslexia have trouble reading black notes on a white piece of paper. That could be kind of monotonous and hard for them to read. So kind of mixing up the colors, giving it kind of something that they can easily read and distinguish between the colors could be good for students with dyslexia.
And
Well.
yeah, and also just feeling the stress and like of this of the different rhythms that they're going through and like physically moving through it could also help. And I think maybe even making word associations between like the first letter of each location on our staff
map. So like a G is a garden, A is arcade. Another good thing about it is that students can get like spatial awareness of where the notes are. It's like a tactile thing, like, okay, G is lower, and then they move up the scale, and they can physically move. The size is also big, so it's good for students who maybe have visual problems. The color coordination can help with students who are ESL, so if they have trouble hearing like the letter names, they know like, okay, this note is read here, and it's also read on my sheet, and it sounds like this. So they can make associations that way. Also, students who are maybe hard of hearing can use the colors to help associate the sounds to the site of where the note is placed on their staff.
Yeah, so it's also just there's like a lot of room for error with this, especially if like you're doing it in partners. You can just move through each thing, and if like you mess up, like it's easy to stay on track with the colors and the different associations. I think another like moving forward, if you wanted to add on to this assignment, you could even just put the colors on like a PowerPoint screen and say like, what does this color, what fingering does that correlate with? Or even just like a Pac-Man picture, because that's the arcade and that's A. So I think there are different routes to take instead of just like this starkness of black and white.
Right, definitely just making as many possibilities of associations as you can to help different students in the different ways that they learn.
I think it's really just accessible for everyone also.
Yeah.
Low effort.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Sweet.